Today I bring you my video review of the new Babolat Pure Strike 100 racket, which is the third generation of the Pure Strike line of rackets. The strong specifications of the Babolat Pure Strike 100 racket in stock form, the way I used it, are displayed on the screen right now. I used the RPM blast string at a tension of 25 kilos. I thought that the string setup was great, but personally in future I would string it with a thicker string like 1.3 mm thick RPM blast. That would also add up some mass to the racket, which for my game I desperately needed in this racket. I was also playing and testing the team version of this racket, but for the sake of this video review I'll be only talking about the 300 gram version of the Pure Strike 100. You can read more about the team version on my webpage in the written review. I felt that the Pure Strike 100 was made to be a slightly more controlled version of the new Pure Drive racket, and they are both made to be less headlight than their predecessors. The swing weight on the Pure Strike 100 was also closing in on 330, which is quite high for a racket like this, but this might just be the fact that I could have a slightly off-spec racket. It'll be interesting to see what the average reported swing weight for these rackets will be. The racket is quite stiff at the stiffness rating of 69, but its dampening technology and materials used make it seem it's not so stiff. But you can definitely feel the stiffness on some shots, and I really felt the stiffness after a while with the lighter version, when I got a little bit of elbow pain. Me personally, I really don't enjoy this dampened feel of a racket. I enjoy the old school Babolat feels when you really feel connected to the ball and when the feel is really direct and stiff. If you ask me, Babolat should just stay with their traditional stiff and direct feeling rackets. Some people might enjoy this decisively soft feeling of these rackets, but it's not really for me. The feel might be one of my very few knocks on this racket, which I overall really like. The racket had plenty of power, which is to be expected of Babolat these days. It stands somewhere between the Pure Drive and the head speed rackets, or maybe even the blades. The most power I could access was with long strokes aimed to hit with heavy topspin. For me, the power is always a combination of spin and pace, as this is the energy that the ball carries. If I just went for pace, I often lost control, but when I focused on hitting with lot of topspin, I could really hit out and trust that the spin will bring the ball in. The control with these rackets has to come from utilizing the spin. Directional control wasn't the best for me, and I couldn't really go for the lines or corners. But like I already mentioned, I had to use more angles and spin to pull my opponents off the court. But the racket is stiff enough so it doesn't flex that much on contact, consequentially providing sufficient directional control despite its low weight and quite open string pattern. It's worth mentioning that I found great control on my slices and drop shots. Stability and maneuverability usually go hand in hand, and I thought that this racket was maneuverable enough because of the lightweight and stable enough because of a bit higher swing weight and twist rate for its weight class. I would consider the polarization index of this racket to be quite high and the MGRI low. For this reason I said I would recommend it to a player with a two-handed backhand. Because of this kind of specs, it was also pretty hard to hit flat shots, but anything that I hit with a lot of spin I had no troubles controlling and directing the ball when I wanted it to go. In stock form, like I played the racket, I would say that this racket is best suited for someone with long strokes that allow for heavy topspin and that has a two-handed backhand because of the specs of this racket. This racket, especially in stock form, might not be for me, but I'm definitely looking forward to the 98 versions of the third generations of the Strike. I'm excited to see what Babolat has come up with for Dominic team, as he's presumably playing with the 98 version of this new Babolat Pure Strike rackets. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel at Impacting Tennis.